Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. You know that rare moment when everything in your life seems perfectly aligned? The promotion secured, glasses clinking, every person you care about gathered in one room beaming at you. That was me. That was my night. I felt untouchable. Leo's hand rested warmly on the small of my back as people offered congratulations, grounding me even as I floated on air. But life loves timing, especially cruel timing. And the instant my world shifted was the exact moment I saw him walk in. Mark. My ex. The man I hadn't laid eyes on in 5 years. The man whose proposal I declined because some deep, stubborn instinct whispered that he wasn't my forever. Seeing him was like being drenched in ice water. My smile froze. Leo's hand tightened slightly, sensing the change in me. Mark moved through the crowd with that familiar confident stride, and before I could brace myself, he was standing right in front of me. "Congratulations, Sarah," he said, sounding exactly as he used to. And then he stepped forward to hug me. Just a polite, meaningless embrace. 3 seconds at most. But with memories flashing like lightning, good, bad, and the ones I'd buried, it felt like an eternity. When we parted, I met Leo's gaze. He wasn't angry. He wasn't jealous. He was simply watching. Calm. Too calm. And somehow that relaxed expression was more unsettling than any outburst could have been. The party carried on, but something in the air had shifted. My laugh sounded just a bit too bright, my attention stretched thin. Mark hung around, chatting, trying to bring up old stories I'd rather leave in the past. Meanwhile, Leo had slipped away to the bar. I spotted him quietly passing a folded bill to the bartender, a deliberate gesture that made a knot tighten in my stomach. What was he planning? 20 minutes later, right as Mark began retelling some college anecdote I'd hoped he'd forgotten, the live musicians abruptly stopped playing. The room fell instantly silent, heads turning toward the stage. And then Leo walked toward it. My heart slammed against my ribs. This was it, he was going to confront Mark in front of everyone. My cheeks burned with dread. But Leo didn't look at Mark. He looked at me. He took the microphone, his voice steady and clear as it echoed across the hushed room. "Everyone," he began, a soft smile on his face, "may I have just a moment of your attention?" He glanced around the room, then fixed his eyes on me again. "As you all know, tonight we're here to celebrate my incredible wife, her promotion, her brilliance, everything she's worked so hard for. I'm endlessly proud of her." He paused, taking a careful breath, and I saw a flicker of raw emotion surface in his eyes. "But tonight," he continued, "seeing someone from her past reminded me of something. It reminded me of our beginning. It reminded me that love isn't about luck, it's a choice you make every single day." My breath caught. This wasn't anger. This was something entirely different. "And it also reminded me," he said softly, "that I have a promise to keep." He nodded toward the pianist. The first notes of a melody drifted through the room, our song. The one he wrote for me when we just started dating. Back when he'd play it on my tiny balcony with his old guitar. But now it was fuller, richer, wrapped in piano and cello. His gaze never left mine as he began to sing. His voice wasn't polished. It was slightly rough, achingly tender, and filled with so much feeling it was like being touched. He sang about our early arguments, the nervous laugh I tried to hide, the moment he first held my hand and felt, with absolute certainty, that he had found home. Tears streamed down my face before I could stop them. The entire room seemed suspended in silence, held captive by the moment. Out of the corner of my vision I saw Mark. Shoulders slumped, head lowered. He understood. He was witnessing a love so steady, so deep, that nothing about his presence could shake it. He was simply a reminder, a contrast that made the truth even clearer. When Leo reached the final note, the room erupted in applause. But he raised a hand, stopping it. He stepped off the stage, walking straight toward me. The crowd parted instinctively. When he reached me, he took both my hands, then sank down on one knee. A gasp rippled through the room. We were already married. What was he doing? "Sarah," he said, voice thick with emotion, "I married you 3 years ago, but tonight I want to choose you again, in front of everyone who matters to us. I want to promise again that I'll always be your safe place, your biggest supporter, and the man who loves you more with each passing day. So, will you marry me again?" The room went utterly still. Not a whisper. Not a breath. I looked at him, the man who had taken what could have been a tense, humiliating moment and transformed it into the clearest declaration of love imaginable. He didn't fight my past. He reaffirmed our future. I pulled him up, held his face, my tears dampening his skin. "Yes," I whispered, breaking. "Yes, Leo. 1,000 times yes." And when we kissed, The silence shattered into the loudest, happiest explosion of sound I have ever heard. My promotion faded from memory. My ex disappeared like smoke. All that remained was us, and the unforgettable lesson my husband taught everyone that night. Real strength isn't about reacting to fear. It's about choosing what matters again and again. And he chose me. Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers.